Class, welcome to Unit 3. This unit will focus on corporate responsibility. And with that concept, you can kind of relate it to the idea of individuals giving back to their communities through volunteer, donations, resources, things of that nature. Corporations can be seen in that way as well. While they're not individuals, they consist of individuals. So the idea would be is that corporations have a responsibility to the community and others outside of the motives, if you will, or the main purpose of business being profit. Now, there's a lot of different theories to this, and no one here is suggesting one is right or wrong. The idea is just to discuss corporate responsibility. For example, you can go back to Adam Smith, who noted that the idea of corporations was to make a profit and that there would be benefits to the public good by doing that. For example, if people are employed and they're making money and corporations are paying taxes, or say businesses, some people use that term, then there would be a benefit to the community. And then as things developed, there was the idea that corporations could donate, say, specific causes. And I'm not here to emphasize some companies over others, but for example, Home Depot is a building company. Lowe's is a building company. They're both, more retail oriented, but they do a lot of things for causes that deal with lumber and construction supplies and things of that nature. Home Depot and both Lowe's push the idea of veteran service. So they donate heavily to veteran organizations. Now, that's just one company. There's others that maybe they make shoes and they donate shoes to different poor countries. There's so many different aspects of corporate responsibility and companies that do different things. The key here is maybe you work at a company or have or want to work for a company, and that might be good to at least explore that and look up, fill in company's name and then corporate responsibility or giving grants, things of that nature. Not only could you learn more about their programs and what the idea of corporate responsibility is for or what it does, but also you might find out that this grant could help an organization you help or support something in your community. That could be an added value. There's also the idea of different schools of thought. For example, you have the Friedman School, which is more Milton Friedman, which has a series. He has a series of videos on the YouTube and different types of internet searches. But he talks about corporate social responsibility, and that was social responsibility was before corporate responsibility. And then there's others in the class, and you'll read those that talk fully that the main focus is value building in companies, and that corporate responsibility does that. Some people look at corporate responsibility as a simple tax break. Some people see corporate responsibility as just a business development or a public relations tool. I believe there's probably elements of all of that in there. Corporations are encouraged to do these things just like individuals, and everyone has a different motive for doing them. And sometimes they have multiple motives. So again, look at those things, explore maybe a company on your own before you get started, read some of the dialogue in the class, some of the sources. And if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to your professor of the class. Thank you and best of luck.